Fear cuts deeper than swords. Some wounds never truly heal and bleed again at the slightest word. Everything before the word but is horseshit. The lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of a sheep. The man with no motive is a man no one suspects. Always keep your foes confused. The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Leave one wolf alive and the sheep are never safe. Any man who must say I am the king is no true king. A ruler who kills those devoted to her is not a ruler who inspires devotion. Power resides where men believe it resides. It's a trek, a shadow on the wall. And a very small man can cast a very large shadow. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you. Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder. I know death. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one. The world is overflowing with horrible things, but they're all a tray of cakes next to death. Nothing f's you harder than time. Death is so final, yet life is full of possibilities. You're not interesting enough to be offensive. No one mind me. All I've ever done is live to a ripe old age. I try to know as many people as I can. You never know which one you'll need. Gingers are beautiful. We've been kissed by fire. I don't care about checking my worst impulses. I don't care about making the world a better place. Hang the world. The mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone. Nothing's more hateful than failing to protect the one you love. It is beautiful beneath the sea, but if you stay too long, you'll drown. I failed. Good. Now go fail again. The night is dark and full of terrors. When you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar, you're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. There is only one God and his name is death, and there is only one thing we say to death. Not today. The freedom to make my own mistakes was all I ever wanted. It doesn't matter what we want. Once we get it, then we want something else. An unhappy wife is a wine merchant's best friend. It's not easy being drunk all the time. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Do you understand? I'm no ordinary woman. My dreams come true. I believe in second chances. I don't believe in third chances. What good is power if you cannot protect the ones you love? I'm quite good at spending money, but a lifetime of outrageous wealth hasn't taught me much about managing it. The world we need won't be built by men loyal to the world we have. As long as I'm better than everyone else, I suppose it doesn't matter. So, we fight and die or we submit and die. I know my choice. It's easy to confuse what is with what ought to be, especially when what is has worked out in your favor. It's not easy to see something that's never been before. A good world. Nothing else matters. Only us. I thought if I could make something so good, so pure, maybe I'm not a monster. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. I'm not going to stop the wheel, I'm going to break the wheel. They fought together against their common enemy. Despite their differences, despite their suspicions, together. And we need to do the same if we're going to survive, because the enemy is real. It's always been real. If I give everyone what they deserve, I'll have no one left to rule. Love is more powerful than reason. When enough people make false promises, words stop meaning anything. Then there are no more answers, only better and better lies. Let the priests argue over good and evil, slavery is real. I can end it, I will end it, and I will end those behind it. No one is very happy, which means it's a good compromise. I wonder if you're the worst person I've ever met. At a certain age it's hard to recall. But the truly vile do stand out through the years. I have been sold like a broodmare. I've been chained and betrayed, raped and defiled. Do you know what kept me standing through all those years in exile? Faith. Not in any gods, not in myths and legends, in myself. If you only trust the people you grew up with, you won't make many allies. Our fathers were evil men. All of us here. They left the world worse than they found it. We're not going to do that. We're going to leave the world better than we found it. What I don't know can't hurt me is a stupid saying. What we don't know is usually what gets us killed. We both want to help people. We can only help them from a position of strength. Sometimes strength is terrible. There's no justice in the world, not unless we make it. You loved your family. Avenge them. It is a big and beautiful world. Most of us live and die in the same corner where we were born in, never get to see any of it. I don't want to be most of us. The next time you raise a hand to me will be the last time you have hands. Know your strengths, use them wisely, and one man can be worth 10,000. That's what death is, isn't it? Forgetting. Being forgotten. If we forget where we've been and what we've done, we're not men anymore. Just animals. Fight every battle, everywhere, always, in your mind. Everyone is your enemy, everyone is your friend, every possible series of events is happening, all at once. Live that way, and nothing will surprise you. Everything that happens will be something that you've seen before. Your words will disappear. Your house will disappear. Your name will disappear. All memory of you will disappear. Respect is how the young keep us at a distance, so we don't remind them of an unpleasant truth. You need to take your enemy's side if you're going to see things the way they do. I'm sure cutting off heads is very satisfying, but that's not the way you get people to work together. Laughter is poison to fear. They say night's beauties fade at dawn, and the children of wine are oft disowned in the morning light. We are only human, and the gods have fashioned us for love. That is our great glory and our great tragedy. We look up at the same stars and see such different things. I need you to become the man you were always meant to be. Not next year, not tomorrow, now. Some people are fortunate enough to be born into the right family. Others have to find their own way. Show too much kindness, people won't fear you. If they don't fear you, they don't follow you. Your mind is I'm yours. And if we die, we die. But first we'll live. I think mothers and fathers made up the gods because they wanted their children to sleep through the night. Nothing isn't better or worse than anything. Nothing is just nothing. I was nothing at all. And when you're nothing at all, there's no reason to be afraid. The past is gone for good. You can sit here mourning its departure or prepare for the future. Love is the death of duty. Most men would rather deny a hard truth than face it. Once you've accepted your flaws, no one can use them against you. If I look back, I am lost. Different roads sometimes led to the same castle. Give me honorable enemies rather than ambitious ones, and I'll sleep more easily by night. I swear to you, sitting a throne is 1,000 times harder than winning one. If a man paints a target on his chest, he should expect that sooner or later someone will lose an arrow on him. You can't hammer tin into iron, no matter how hard you beat it, but that doesn't mean it's useless. Every flight begins with a fall. The man who fears losing has already lost. There is no creature on earth half so terrifying as a truly just man. You wear your honor like a suit of armor, you think it keeps you safe, but all it does is weigh you down and make it hard for you to move. Swift as a deer, quiet as a shadow, fear cuts deeper than swords, quick as a snake, calm as still water. Why is it always the innocents who suffer most when you high lords play your Game of Thrones? Some truths did not bear saying, and some lies were necessary. You must put these dreams aside, they will only break your heart. Only a man who's been burned knows what hell is truly like. Everything's better with some wine in the belly. Grief can derange even the strongest and most disciplined of minds. The years leach at a man's memories, even those he has vowed never to forget. And when you have it, what then? Some secrets are safer kept hidden. Some secrets are too dangerous to share, even with those you love and trust. I loved a maid fair as summer, with sunlight in her hair. They hate you because you act like you're better than they are. Wisdom oft comes from the mouth of babes. Remember, whatever the price I'll beat it. I like living. Her Lord Father had taught her never to steal, but it was growing harder to remember why. He had found over the years that silence sometimes yielded more than questions. And so, it was this time. In real life, the hardest aspect of the battle between good and evil is determining which is which. So be it. I'll wear my iron and hold my tongue. A man who won't listen can't hear. I swear to you, I was never so alive as when I was winning this throne, or so dead as now that I've won it. Something about the howling of a wolf took a man right out of his here and now and left him in a dark forest of the mind, running naked before the pack. When you find yourself in bed with an ugly woman, the best thing to do is close your eyes and get on with it. There are things to be learned even from the dead. But the king dreams, the hand builds.
Swear I won't forget this. Why do I
All men carry murder in their hearts, yet even so, the poisoner is beneath contempt.
breathless, anxiety's infectious.
The king eats, they say, and the hand takes the shit.
I hate being open, I hate being broken.
How do you fight someone if you can't hit them?
With emotion, anger ain't a potion.
So, if you must hate, hate those who would truly do us harm.
Open, the scars have awoken.
I made no threats, that was a promise.
I feel so lost now.
My words lied. My eyes and my arms shouted out the truth, but you were not seeing.
Can't move on till I let go.
Tyrion wondered what it would be like to have a twin, and decided that he would rather not know. Bad enough to face himself in a looking glass every day.
'Cause I can't move on.
He had chosen a hard life, or perhaps he should say that a hard life had been chosen for him. He has an old man's caution and a young man's ambition, and has never lacked for cunning. Calm as still water, strong as a bear, fierce as a wolverine. It is hard to take orders from a man you laughed at in your cups. Searching is not finding. A man who fights for coin is loyal only to his purse. We have won a battle, not a war. In the songs, the knights never screamed nor begged for mercy. You're like one of those birds from the summer isles, aren't you? A pretty little talking bird, repeating all the pretty little words they taught you to recite. Sometimes nothing is the hardest thing to do. It was a clear cold night, and the stars shone down upon the mountains as bright and merciless as truth. The chain needs all sorts of metals, and a land needs all sorts of people. His voice was like the cracking of ice on a winter lake, and the words were mocking. I have a realistic grasp of my own strengths and weaknesses. My mind is my weapon. When soldiers lack discipline, the fault lies with their Lord Commander. No doubt he was smiling. He smiled a lot, as if the world were a secret joke that only he was clever enough to understand. Yet in its own way, death is the most natural thing of all. He is a sweet boy, quick to laugh, easy to love. All things of importance in a man's life must be done beneath the open sky.